10 brain-boosting foods every adult over 60 should eat. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay mentally sharp well into their later years, while others begin struggling with memory much earlier? Surprisingly, the answer has less to do with genetics than most people think. More and more research suggests that what you eat every day plays a major role in how well your brain ages. Before we begin, a quick note. This video is for educational purposes only and isn't intended to replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have any concerns about your brain health or overall well-being, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. We've all had those moments, misplacing our keys, forgetting someone's name, or walking into a room only to completely forget why we went there. These little memory lapses are incredibly common, especially as we get older. Many people simply shrug them off and say, well, that's just part of aging. But what if that isn't the whole story? Over the past several years, scientists have uncovered something fascinating. Large nutrition studies show that the brain, just like the heart, responds remarkably well to the right kind of fuel. In other words, the foods you choose every day may help support memory, focus, and overall cognitive health for years to come. In this video, we'll explore 10 science-backed foods that are known for their potential brain-boosting benefits. The best part? You don't need expensive supplements or hard-to-find superfoods. Every item on this list is affordable, easy to find at your local grocery store, and simple to include in your daily meals. And make sure you stay with me until the middle of the video, because one of the most powerful foods for brain health is probably already sitting in your kitchen. It's something many people use every day without realizing the incredible benefits it may offer. A small change in your routine could have a meaningful impact over time. For years, experts believed that keeping the brain healthy was mostly about staying mentally active, reading books, solving puzzles, or learning new skills. While those habits are certainly valuable, we now know they're only part of the picture. Your brain is one of the hardest working organs in your body. It consumes an enormous amount of energy every single day, constantly processing information, forming memories, and coordinating everything you do. To perform at its best, it needs high-quality nutrition. That's why every food on today's list has been carefully selected. Each one is supported by scientific research and may help protect brain cells, reduce inflammation, improve blood flow, or provide essential nutrients that support healthy cognitive function. Number 1, blueberries. Despite their small size, blueberries stand out as a remarkably powerful food when it comes to brain health. These berries are rich in antioxidant compounds that fight off the free radicals that wear down our cells over time. In particular, plant compounds called flavonoids may support blood flow to the brain regions linked to memory and may help nerve cells communicate with each other more easily. Dorothy, a 72-year-old woman who took part in a study, began adding a handful of blueberries to her breakfast every morning for several months. At first, she didn't notice anything different, but over time she realized she was solving crossword puzzles more easily than before. Personal observations like this one aren't proof on their own, but there are studies involving thousands of participants that link regular blueberry consumption with positive results on cognitive tests. When you can't find fresh blueberries, frozen ones hold on to most of the same nutritional value, which makes them an easy option to enjoy all year round. Adding them to your morning oatmeal, yogurt, or a smoothie is one of the simplest ways to build this fruit into your daily routine. Interestingly, this protective effect isn't thought to come only from the fruit itself. It's believed to be concentrated in the deep purple pigments in the skin, called anthocyanins. That's why eating the berry whole without peeling it may help you get the most benefit out of it. Some researchers point out that they measured the effects of these berries not over a matter of weeks, but over months of consistent eating. So patience and sticking with the habit seem to matter far more than a one-time serving. Experts also note that eating a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables may offer broader protection than relying on blueberries alone, since deep purple, red, and blue fruits generally share similar families of antioxidants. Because of that, rotating blueberries with foods like blackberries or pomegranate can be a smart strategy. Number 2, fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which make up a large portion of brain tissue. About 60% of our brain is made of fat, and a significant part of that fat comes directly from a type of omega-3 called DHA, which is found in abundance in these fish. These fatty acids may help support healthy connections between nerve cells and may help balance out inflammatory processes in the brain. The story of Harold, age 78, is instructive here. Harold spent years working as a farmer and had built a lifelong habit of eating red meat. When his doctor recommended he eat fish at least twice a week, he wasn't very enthusiastic about it at first. But within a few months, he noticed both an increase in his energy and less difficulty finding words while speaking. For people who don't enjoy eating fish, plant-based omega-3 sources like flaxseed or walnuts can serve as an alternative, although omega-3s from marine sources are thought to be used more easily by the brain. Eating 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week can be a simple but effective step for supporting cognitive health over the long run. How the fish is cooked seems to matter too. Methods like baking, steaming, or grilling rather than frying may help preserve the omega-3 fatty acids without breaking them down. Options like canned salmon or sardines can offer a practical and affordable alternative when fresh fish isn't easy to access. And since these canned products are often eaten bones and all, they can provide an added benefit of calcium as well. Some researchers point out that omega-3 levels can be measured through blood tests, and that people with lower levels may show a somewhat higher risk of cognitive decline, although whether this finding holds true for everyone in the same way is still being studied. Even so, given the well-established benefits of fish consumption for heart and blood vessel health overall, increasing fish intake seems like a reasonable goal for most adults. Number 3, walnuts. Walnuts are one of the rare foods that even look a bit like the human brain, and that resemblance isn't just a coincidence in people's minds. Walnuts are a nut rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E, and various polyphenol compounds. These components are thought to work together to help reduce oxidative stress in the brain. Oxidative stress, simply put, is a kind of chemical wear and tear that leads to cell damage over time. Some observational studies have found that adults who regularly eat walnuts perform better on cognitive tests, although more research is needed to prove a direct cause and effect relationship. Margaret, a 65-year-old former teacher, taught in classrooms for more than 40 years before retiring. After retirement, as she reviewed her daily snacking habits, she added walnuts to her routine and shared that they left her feeling both satisfied and mentally sharper. A handful of walnuts a day can be a practical option that supports the brain without adding much extra caloric load. Choosing walnuts over salty or sugary processed snacks can be a more balanced choice for both heart and brain health. Some nutrition experts note that eating walnuts as a small snack before dinner may indirectly help prevent overeating during the meal that follows, since the healthy fats and fiber in walnuts can extend the feeling of fullness. In a long-running observational study conducted at Harvard University, participants who regularly ate nuts scored higher on cognitive tests compared to those who didn't. Of course, in studies like this, factors beyond diet may also play a role, but overall the results support the idea that adding walnuts to your diet can be a reasonable choice. Number 4, dark leafy green vegetables. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are exceptionally rich in nutrients such as vitamin K, lutein, folate, and beta-carotene. Each of these nutrients may play a different role in protecting brain cells. Lutein in particular is often associated with eye health, but recent research shows that this compound can also accumulate in brain tissue and may be linked to cognitive function. One study found that adults who ate 1 serving of leafy greens a day measured as having a cognitively younger brain age by years, compared to those who ate none at all. Walter, an 81-year-old retiree, had avoided vegetables for years and always chose meat and potatoes on his plate. But at his grandchildren's insistence, he started adding a serving of greens to dinner every night, and he reported feeling generally more energetic overall. Lightly sautéing leafy greens in olive oil can help the body better absorb their fat-soluble vitamins. Adding them to soups, omelets, or smoothies is also an easy way to work these vegetables into your daily diet. Some experts suggest that eating a different green vegetable each day may be more beneficial than sticking to just one type, since each vegetable has a slightly different nutrient profile. For example, spinach stands out for its iron content, while kale tends to be richer in vitamin K. Making sure you get this variety can help meet the wide range of nutrients the brain needs. In a long-term study conducted at Rush University, Older adults who ate one serving of leafy greens per day were found to have a cognitive age that measured roughly 11 years younger than those who ate none. Findings like this show that small but consistent dietary habits can make a remarkably meaningful difference over the long run. Number 5. Olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, one of the cornerstones of Mediterranean cooking, is a food that comes up often in brain health research. The monounsaturated fats in olive oil, along with a special compound called olecanthal, may help reduce inflammation in the brain. Large studies conducted among populations that follow a Mediterranean-style diet show that this way of eating is linked to lower rates of cognitive decline, and olive oil sits at the center of that eating pattern. Ruth, age 75, grew up generously adding butter to every meal since childhood. When her doctor suggested she switch from butter to olive oil, she didn't think it would make much of a difference. But over the years, she noticed that this small change had a positive impact on her overall health. Choosing extra virgin olive oil over processed oils in salads, vegetable dishes, or drizzled over bread can be a simple but sustainable habit. What matters is making sure the oil is unrefined and, if possible, cold-pressed, since processing methods can reduce some of its beneficial compounds. Rather than using olive oil for prolonged high-heat frying, using it as a salad dressing or drizzling it over food after cooking can help protect its delicate compounds from breaking down under heat. Storing it in dark glass bottles in a cool, dark place is also a recommended way to preserve its freshness and nutritional value. Research examining olive oil's contribution to brain health generally focuses on the entire dietary pattern rather than a single food. Since in Mediterranean cooking, olive oil is consumed alongside vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Because of this, it's more accurate to think of olive oil not as a miracle food on its own, but as part of a balanced overall diet. Number 6. Eggs. For many years, eggs were pulled off of diet lists due to concerns about cholesterol, but current research has largely changed that view. Egg yolks are quite rich in a compound called choline, which plays a critical role in communication between nerve cells in the brain. Choline serves as a fundamental building block in the production of a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is linked to memory and learning. Since this production process can slow down as the brain ages, getting enough choline becomes especially important. George, age 83, heard a general warning about cholesterol from a doctor in his younger years and avoided eggs entirely for decades. But after recently consulting a nutritionist, he began eating eggs a few times a week and felt that it made a positive contribution to his overall energy levels. Of course, since everyone's health situation is different, it's always best to consult with your own healthcare provider about how much egg consumption is right for you. Boiled eggs, omelets, or eggs cooked together with vegetables offer a practical and tasty way to get choline into your diet. Cooking eggs with vegetables, like spinach or bell peppers, for example, can both enrich the flavor and increase the overall nutritional value of the meal. Some nutrition experts note that starting the day with protein may help balance blood sugar throughout the day and reduce the afternoon energy crashes many people experience, which can indirectly support mental clarity. Beyond choline, eggs also contain other nutrients like vitamin B12 and lutein. Vitamin B12 in particular is known as a vitamin that can become harder to absorb in later life, and a deficiency in it can sometimes cause symptoms that get mistaken for ordinary forgetfulness. For this reason, eggs stand out as a practical option that offers multiple nutrients at once. Number 7. Oats. Thanks to their complex carbohydrate content, oats are one of the foods that raise blood sugar slowly and steadily, which provides the brain with a consistent and stable flow of energy. The brain uses a disproportionately large amount of glucose compared to the rest of the body, which is why sudden spikes and drops in blood sugar can negatively affect concentration and attention. The soluble fiber in oats supports the digestive system and contributes to heart and blood vessel health, which can in turn indirectly support healthy blood flow to the brain. Evelyn, a 77-year-old woman, had made a long-standing habit of skipping breakfast. She shared that the fatigue and difficulty concentrating she used to feel before noon noticeably decreased after she started eating oats for breakfast. Topping oats with blueberries, walnuts, or cinnamon can both boost the flavor and bring several brain-friendly foods together in one meal. Choosing plain oats over sugary ready-made cereals can be a better choice for keeping blood sugar balanced. Overnight oats or slow-cooked oatmeal may have a lower glycemic impact compared to instant processed cereals, which can further reduce blood sugar fluctuations. Cooking oats with water instead of milk or plant-based milk, then topping them with fresh fruit, can create a more balanced meal in terms of both fiber and vitamins. Oats also contain a special type of fiber called beta-glucan, which may help balance cholesterol levels and support gut health. Research in recent years has revealed a connection between gut health and brain health that's far stronger than once thought, something that's sometimes referred to as the gut-brain axis. Number 8, avocado. Avocado is a fruit rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, and these fats may help maintain the flexibility of cell membranes in the brain. Keeping cell membranes healthy is an important factor in making sure signals are transmitted efficiently between nerve cells. Avocado is also rich in potassium, which may support blood flow to the brain and help regulate blood pressure. In fact, avocado contains even more potassium than a banana. Doctors frequently emphasize that high blood pressure is a risk factor that can negatively affect brain health over the long term, which is why including potassium-rich foods like avocado in your diet can be a sensible approach. Nancy, a 69-year-old retired nurse, spent her career telling patients about the importance of healthy eating, yet she had always neglected her own breakfast habits. She shared that starting her day with a small amount of mashed avocado on toast left her feeling both full and mentally clear. Because avocado is a calorie-dense fruit, paying attention to portion size can be important for maintaining balance while still enjoying its benefits. Half an avocado is generally considered a sufficient serving for one meal, an amount that allows you to benefit from its healthy fats while keeping calorie intake at a reasonable level. Adding avocado to salads, soups, or a lightly salted slice of bread are just a few of the tasty ways to work this fruit into your daily diet. The vitamin E in avocado is another important component that may help protect brain cells from oxidative damage. And because this vitamin is fat-soluble, avocado's own fat content allows the body to absorb it quite effectively. This makes avocado one of those rare foods that bring together more than one protective component in a single food. Number 9, dark chocolates. Dark chocolate with a high cocoa content is rich in powerful plant compounds called flavonols. These compounds may widen the blood vessels leading to the brain and increase blood flow, which can help deliver more oxygen and nutrients to the brain regions linked to attention and memory in particular. Some studies show that regular, moderate cocoa consumption is linked to improvements in short-term memory performance. But there's an important distinction to make here. The benefit comes from dark chocolate with a high cocoa content and low sugar content, not milk chocolate or sugary chocolate products. Walter, an 86-year-old retired engineer, found himself feeling a bit lonely in the evenings after losing his wife. He started a tradition with his grandson of sharing a small square of dark chocolate together every evening, something he described as both an enjoyable habit and a ritual that felt good for him. Eating 1 or 2 small squares a day of dark chocolate with a cocoa content above 70% can be considered a reasonable way to benefit from these compounds without overdoing it. It's important to read labels carefully when choosing chocolate, since many products sold under the label dark can still contain a high amount of sugar. Generally speaking, the higher the cocoa percentage, the higher the flavonol content tends to be, though the flavor also becomes more intense and slightly bitter, which may take some time to get used to. In a study conducted at Columbia University, older adults who regularly consumed cocoa performed better on memory tests compared to those who didn't. The researchers linked this effect to cocoa's potential to increase blood flow to a brain region called the hippocampus, which plays a critical role in memory. Even so, given the caloric density of dark chocolate, moderate consumption is recommended. Number 10, green tea. Last on our list is a drink that's already sitting in most people's kitchen cabinets, yet its effect on the brain is often overlooked: green tea. Green tea contains a special amino acid called L-theanine, and when this compound is taken together with caffeine, it may create a calm yet focused mental state. Unlike the sudden energy spike that coffee can bring, the effects of green tea tend to be gentler and longer lasting, which makes it especially appealing for adults looking for a steady level of focus throughout the day. Green tea also contains a powerful antioxidant called EGCG, which is thought to help protect brain cells from oxidative damage. Frank, an old neighbor of 80-year-old Dorothy, had a decades-long habit of drinking 5 or 6 cups of strong coffee a day for more than 40 years. After gradually cutting back on that dark coffee and replacing it with 2 cups of green tea a day, he noticed that the mental fatigue he used to feel in the afternoons had decreased. Drinking green tea between meals, either hot or cold, can be a simple habit to add to your daily routine. Steeping the tea for too long can bring out a bitter taste along with some of the beneficial compounds, so a steeping time of 2 to 3 minutes generally gives a balanced result in terms of both flavor and nutritional value. Since the small amount of caffeine it contains can affect some people's sleep when consumed late in the day, choosing a decaffeinated version in the evening or limiting consumption to the hours before noon can be a sensible approach. In a large-scale study conducted in Japan, older adults who drank more than 5 cups of green tea a day showed a noticeably lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those who drank very little. This amount may not be practical for everyone, but the research shows that regular, long-term green tea consumption can be an interesting habit for supporting brain health. As we've seen today, none of these 10 foods is a miracle cure on its own. But the science is remarkably consistent. When they're part of a healthy, balanced diet, they can play an important role in supporting brain health over time. Earlier, we talked about research showing that people who follow a Mediterranean-style diet tend to have a lower risk of cognitive decline as they age. It's a powerful reminder that our everyday choices, especially the ones we make around food, can have a lasting impact on how well our brains perform in the years ahead. Of course, everyone's body is different. If you have any medical conditions or you're planning to make significant changes to your diet, it's always a good idea to speak with a healthcare professional first. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods do you already eat on a regular basis? And is there one you're excited to add to your meals this week? Let us know in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing your experiences, and your tips might inspire someone else on their own journey to better brain health. If you found this video helpful, consider sharing it with a friend or family member. Sometimes, one simple recommendation can make a real difference in someone's life. And if you'd like more science-backed health and wellness content, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our future videos. Before you go, remember this: lasting brain health isn't built by one superfood or one perfect meal. It's the result of small, healthy choices made consistently over time. You don't have to change everything overnight. Start with 1 or 2 foods from today's list, make them part of your routine, and build from there. No matter your age, it's never too late to take better care of your brain. The choices you make today can help support clearer thinking, better memory, and a healthier future. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.